Hey friends, tonight we journey to the ancient Indus Valley, where the cities of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa thrived over 4,000 years ago. Their streets bustling with artisans, rulers, and mysteries. These urban centers, less a myth and more a marvel, were home to a civilization that crafted seals, built cities, and left secrets in an undeciphered script. So before you settle in, take a moment to like this video and subscribe, but only if you're drawn to these ancient streets as much as I am. Drop a comment to share where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always intriguing to know who's joining us across the globe. Now, dim the lights. Maybe let a fan hum softly in the background, and let's ease into this journey together. The Indus Valley wasn't born from legends. It began with the quiet skill of its people crafting seals in Mohenjo-Daro in the Indus Valley. From 2600 BC to 1900 BC, artisans in the bustling city of Mohenjo-Daro crafted intricate seals, their hands shaping the symbols of a civilization that stretched across modern Pakistan and northwest India. These small squares of steatite, etched with animals and cryptic signs, were the lifeblood of trade and identity in a city of baked brick homes and wide streets. The seal makers, skilled yet unsung, worked in dusty workshops, their creations linking merchants to distant lands. As you settle into the night's calm, picture an artisan in a sunlit courtyard, his chisel steady on soft stone, the air warm with clay and purpose. The craft of seals in Mohenjo-Daro was the city's heartbeat, each mark a whisper of connection. Let's drift into their world, where skill met mystery, and every seal told a story. The artisan's day began early, the city stirring with the hum of morning. In Mohenjo-Daro's lower town, a craftsman named Kavi might work in a small workshop, its mud brick walls cool against the heat, as archaeological finds of kilns suggest. You're there, the air dusty, his hands smoothing a steatite square, the scent of burning would faint. His tools, bronze chisels, drills, and polishing stones, were simple but precise, as excavated kits from Harappa show. These seals, often no larger than a thumb, carried the weight of trade, their designs a mark of trust, as trade networks to Mesopotamia in Epic of Gilgamesh references hint. Crafting a seal was meticulous, its process a quiet art. Kavi would carve a soft steatite block, etching animals like unicorns or bulls, their lines sharp, as Mohenjo-Daro's seal collections reveal. You're there, the chisel tapping, his eyes focused, the air thick with stone dust. A tiny script, undeciphered today, was added, perhaps a name or title, as scholars like Iravatham Mahadvan suggest. The seal was fired in a kiln to harden, its glaze gleaming, as kiln remains from Lothal confirm. Each piece, used for trade or ritual, was a labor of care, its creation binding the city to distant markets. The seal's purpose was vital yet varied. Merchants used them to stamp clay tags on goods, like grain or cloth, ensuring trust in markets stretching to Sumer. As Mesopotamian tablets note, you're there, the market alive. A seal's imprint fresh on clay, the air buzzing with barter. Some seals marked ownership. Harappa's finds show seals on storage jars. Their owners' status unclear. As archaeological reports note, others held ritual meaning. A Mohenjo-Daro seal with a seated figure, possibly a deity, suggests worship. As John Marshall's excavations propose, these seals, small but mighty, wove the city's economy and faith. There marks a silent bond. The artisan's life was tied to the city's rhythm. Workshops clustered near Mohenjo-Daro's great bath, their kilns shared by neighbors. As urban layouts show, you're there, the courtyard busy, Kavi's hands steady, the air warm with camaraderie. He traded seals for barley or copper, his family fed by his skill. As market finds suggest, yet scarcity loomed. Steedite was imported from distant hills, its supply uneven. As geological studies confirm, these ties, woven through craft, gave artisans a place in the city's heart. Their work a quiet pulse. Challenges shaped their days. Floods from the Indus River, frequent around 2000 BC, could halt work. As sediment layers in Mohenjo-Daro digs reveal, you're there, the water rising, Kavi's tools idle, the air heavy with worry. Faulty kilns cracked seals, wasting days of effort. As Harappa's broken artifacts show, competition pressed hard. Artisans vied for wealthy patrons, their status fragile. As seal variations suggest, these struggles, met with quiet resolve, made each finished seal a triumph, its gleam a fleeting victory. Their craft held quiet joys, a festival perhaps for the harvest. Brought rest. Kavi might offer a seal to a shrine, his prayer simple. As terracotta figurines hint, you're there, the altar glowing, his children nearby, the air festive. A well-crafted seal might earn praise, bartered for a bronze bangle. As market finds from Dalavira note, yet hardship lingered. A 3rd millennium BC drought left workshops empty. As pollen studies show, these moments, cherished but brief, gave their labor meaning, their lives a gentle rhythm. Mysteries cloaked their craft. A Mohenjo-Daro seal, found in 1920s digs, bears an unknown animal, its purpose debated. As Marshall's reports note, you're there, the seal cool, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from seal motifs suggest rituals for rain or trade, their details lost. A Harappa find, a seal with a broken script, hints at a forgotten name, its meaning elusive. As journals note, these enigmas, carved in stone, gave the artisan's work an air of mystery. Their seals a silent puzzle. Their legacy endures in fragments. Mohenjo-Daro's seals, now in museums, reveal a civilization's reach. Their trade networks vast. As UNESCO logs confirm, you're there, the stone intact. A scholar's gaze awed, the air cool. Modern artisans echo their techniques, carving with care. As craft studies note, the seal makers of Mohenjo-Daro, from dusty workshops to bustling markets, crafted a civilization's story, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now let's turn to the life of a Harappan ruler, where power shaped cities. There reigned a quiet authority. Life of a Harappan ruler in the Indus Valley. From 2600 BC to 1900 BC, rulers of cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro held quiet authority over a civilization of order and mystery. These leaders, perhaps priests or merchant kings, governed from urban centers, their lives blending power, ritual, and responsibility in cities of baked brick and planned streets. Their rule, less a crown and more a mantle, shaped trade, craft, and faith, their decisions echoing through markets and workshops. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a ruler in a high-walled citadel, his robe adorned with beads, his gaze steady over a bustling city, the air warm with dust and reverence. The life of a Harappan ruler was one of balance and duty. Their authority, a whisper of order. Let's drift into their world, where leadership met enigma, and every decision told a story. Rulers lived in the city's heart, their homes grand yet practical. In Harappa's citadel, a ruler like Arjun might reside in a large brick house, its courtyard shaded, as excavations by Mortimer Wheeler reveal. You're there, the walls cool, his footsteps soft, the air scented with sesame oil. His home, larger than artisans' huts, had private wells and drains. As Mohenjo-daro's layouts show, seals bearing his image, perhaps a seated figure with a horned headdress, suggest authority. As John Marshall's finds propose, these spaces, functional yet symbolic, marked the ruler's place, his life tied to the city's pulse. Their duties were broad, their power subtle. Rulers oversaw trade, ensuring goods like cotton and lazuli flowed to Mesopotamia. As Sumerian tablets note, you're there, a seal stamped on clay, Arjun's nod firm, the air alive with barter. They managed water. Mohenjo-daro's great bath, possibly a ritual site, required their oversight. As archaeological reports suggest, some led ceremonies seals with deity, like figures hint at priestly roles. As Asko Parpola's studies note, these tasks, blending governance and faith, made rulers the city's anchor, their authority a quiet force. Their lives were shaped by order. Harappa's grid-like streets, laid with precision, reflect a ruler's planning. As urban excavations confirm, you're there, the streets bustling, Arjun's scribe tallying grain, the air warm with purpose. They standardized weights, cubical stones found in Dalavira, ensured fair trade. As archaeological journals note, disputes like land quarrels fell to them, their judgments final, inferred from orderly city layouts. This discipline, meticulous yet unspoken, kept the civilization cohesive, its harmony a ruler's gift. Challenges tested their reign. Floods from the Indus, frequent around 2000 BC, threatened Mohenjo-daro, requiring dike repairs. As sediment layers show, you're there, the river swelling, Arjun directing workers, the air tense with urgency. Trade disruptions, Mesopotamian conflicts, cut lapis, supplies strained markets. As Sumerian records hint, internal strife loomed uneven wealth in Harappa's homes, suggests unrest. As Diggs note, these trials, met with calm resolve, gave their rule a weighty duty, their leadership a fragile balance. Their lives held quiet splendor. Rulers wore beads of carnelian and gold. Their ornaments found in Mohenjo-Daro's elite graves. As Wheeler's reports note, you're there, the beads glinting, Arjun's robe soft, the air festive, feasts, perhaps for harvests, brought music. Terracotta whistles suggest flutes. As Lothal finds show, yet scarcity touched them droughts. Around 1900 BC shrank granaries. As pollen studies confirm, these moments, grand yet fleeting, gave their lives a rhythm, their rule a human touch. The city relied on their guidance. Artisans sought their patronage seals, with royal motifs, suggest commissions. As Harappa finds note, you're there, a seal presented, Arjun's approval quiet, the air warm with respect. Priests, if distinct, worked closely, their rituals aligned. As great bath structures imply, commoners benefited drains and wells, built under rulers, eased life. As Mohenjo-Daro's systems show, these ties, woven through duty, made rulers the city's heart, their leadership a shared strength. Mysteries cloaked their rule. A Mohenjo-Daro figurine, found in 1926, depicts a bearded man, possibly a ruler, its role unclear. As Marshall's journals note, you're there, the figure still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from seals suggest rituals for fertility or trade. Their details lost. A Harappa seal with an unknown script hints at a ruler's name, its meaning debated. As Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, etched in stone, gave their reign an air of mystery, their authority a silent puzzle. Their legacy shaped the Indus. Harappa's urban planning influenced later cities. As archaeological studies note, you're there, the streets intact. A scholar's gaze awed, the air cool. Modern Pakistan preserves Mohenjo-Daro, its ruins UNESCO protected, drawing pilgrims to its past. The Harappan ruler, from Citadel Heights to Market Hum, guided a civilization's order, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's turn to the enigma of the script's undeciphered code, where symbols held secrets, their meanings a quiet mystery. The enigma of the script's undeciphered code in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. A mysterious script adorned the seals, pottery, and tablets of cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa. Its signs, a silent riddle that has puzzled scholars for centuries. This script, etched by artisans in bustling workshops, carried the thoughts of a civilization that spanned modern Pakistan and northwest India. Yet, its meaning remains locked, a code unbroken despite decades of study, used in trade, ritual, or record. These symbols were the voice of a people whose words we cannot hear. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a scribe in a lamplit courtyard, his stylus carving cryptic signs on a steedite seal, the air warm with dust and mystery. The Indus script's enigma is a whisper of a lost world. Its secrets, a quiet challenge. Let's drift into their world, where symbols met silence, and every sign held a story. The script was everywhere, its presence woven into daily life. In Mohenjo-daro, seals bore rows of signs, animals like unicorns, alongside short inscriptions. As excavations by John Marshall in the 1920s reveal, you're there, the seal smooth, a scribe's hand steady, the air thick with clay's scent. Harappa's pottery shards, found in 1930s digs, carry single signs, perhaps names or marks of ownership. As archaeological reports note, tablets from Dalavira, etched with bold characters, suggest public use, possibly on signboards. As Asko Parpola's studies propose, these signs, small but deliberate, were the city's pulse, their purpose a silent thread through markets and homes. Writing the script was a craft of precision. Artisans used bronze styluses to carve soft steedite, their lines sharp before firing. As workshop finds from Lothal show, you're there, the stylus scraping, the scribe's eyes focused, the air warm with kiln smoke. Some signs were painted on pottery, using black pigment. As Harappa's ceramic fragments confirm, the script's brevity, most inscriptions under 10 signs hints at efficiency, perhaps for trade or ritual. As Aravatham Mahadvan's analyses suggest, this work, meticulous yet fleeting, gave the script its power. It marks a quiet legacy of a literate people. Its purpose remains a puzzle. Its uses varied but unclear. Seals with scripts, likely stamped trade goods, linking Mohenjo-daro to Mesopotamian markets. As Sumerian tablets mentioning Meluha imply, you're there, a clay tag sealed, a merchant's nod calm, the air buzzing with barter. Some signs marked identity. Harappa's seals with names, perhaps of traders or clans. As Mahadvan posits, others suggest ritual. A Mohenjo-daro tablet with a tree-like sign may denote worship. As Parpola's theories note, these roles, practical yet sacred, made the script a bridge, its meaning a shadow just out of reach. The script structure tantalizes scholars with over 400 distinct signs. It blends pictographs and abstract shapes. As Marshall's catalogs show, you're there, a sign gleaming, the air thick with questions. Its form unfamiliar. Some argue it's a language, like Proto-Dravidian, as Parpola suggests. Others, like Steve Farmer, call it a non-linguistic code for rituals or trade. Direction varies, right to left on seals, reversed on impressions. As Lothal finds reveal, this complexity, paired with short texts, keeps the script logged, its voice silent despite decades of effort. Challenges faced its creators. Scribes worked under pressure. Trade demanded flawless seals. As cracked examples from Harappa show, you're there, a seal breaking, the scribes sigh soft, the air heavy with frustration. Floods disrupted workshops. Mohenjo-daro's 2000 BC sediment layers hint at delays. As geological studies confirm, materials were scarce. Steedite came from distant hills, its supply uneven, As Dalavira's trade records suggest, these hurdles, met with quiet skill, made each inscription a triumph, its signs a fleeting victory. The script's silence shaped its mystery, no bilingual key, like Egypt's Rosetta Stone. Exists Mesopotamian tablets mention Indus trade, but not the script. As cuneiform records note, you're there, a tablet still, the air thick with riddles. The code unbroken, attempts to decipher it, falter computer analyzes, like those in 2004 by Farmer. Question its linguistic nature. A Harappa seal, found in 1929, bears a unique sign, its purpose debated. As journals note, these failures, persistent yet humbling, keep the script's enigma alive, its secrets a quiet challenge. The faithful used it with care. Merchants carried seals to markets, their signs ensuring trust. As Mohenjo-Daro's market finds show, you're there, a seal pressed into clay, a trader's hand steady, the air warm with exchange. Priests may have used it in ritual seals near Mohenjo-Daro's great bath suggest offerings. As Marshall's reports hint, commoners too knew its signs. Pottery marks in Harappa homes imply daily use. As digs confirm, these acts, simple yet vital, wove the script into the city's heart. It signs a shared bond. Its legacy endures in fragments. Mohenjo-Daro's seals, now in museums, draw scholars and dreamers, their code unbroken. As UNESCO logs confirm, you're there, the stone gleaming. A researcher's gaze awed, the air cool. Modern scripts, like Tamil, echo its possible roots. As Parpola's studies suggest, the Indus script's enigma, from Mohenjo-Daro's workshops to Harappa's streets, holds a civilization's voice, its echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's turn to the elite's urban life, where wealth shaped cities, their days a quiet splendor. The elite's urban life in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. The elite of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa lived in a world of order and refinement. Their homes rising above the baked brick streets of cities that pulsed with trade and ritual. These merchants, priests, or rulers, dwelling in the citadels or grand houses, shaped urban life with wealth and influence. Their days blending luxury with responsibility. Their lives marked by fine beads, spacious homes, and civic duties, reflected a civilization's sophistication, yet carried the weight of its challenges. As you settle into the night's calm, picture an elite in a high-walled courtyard, her carnelian necklace glinting, the air warm with sesame oil and purpose. The elite's urban life was a dance of privilege and duty, their world a whisper of splendor. Let's drift into their world, where wealth met order, and every day told a story. The elite lived in grandeur, their homes distinct. In Mohenjo-Daro's citadel, a woman like Priya might reside in a 2-story brick house, its rooms opening to a shaded courtyard. As John Marshall's excavations show, you're there, the walls cool, her footsteps soft, the air scented with sandalwood. Harappa's elite homes had private wells and baths, their drains linked to city sewers, As Mortimer Wheeler's digs confirm, these spaces, larger than artisans' huts, held terracotta figurines and bronze mirrors, as finds from D'Oliveira note, marking the elite status with quiet elegance. Their days balanced duty and comfort. Priya might oversee trade, her seals stamping goods for Mesopotamian merchants, as Sumerian tablets referencing Meluha suggest, "You're there." A clay tag sealed her nod calm, the air alive with market hum. She managed household stores, grain jars in Harappa homes show careful tallying. As archaeological reports note, some elite-led rituals, perhaps at Mohenjo-Daro's Great Bath, their presence central. As Asko Parpola's studies on seal motifs imply, these roles, blending wealth with service, made the elite the city's spine, their influence a steady thread. Urban planning shaped their lives. Mohenjo-Daro's grid-like streets, maintained by the elite, ensured order. As urban layouts reveal, "You're there." The streets bustling, Priya's scribe marking taxes, the air warm with purpose. They oversaw water systems, Harappa's wells, dug deep, served thousands. As excavation data show, disputes like trade fraud fell to them, their judgments inferred from uniform weights. As D'Oliveira finds note, this oversight, meticulous yet unspoken, kept the city cohesive, its harmony a testament to their care. Challenges tested their privilege. Floods from the Indus, frequent around 2000 BC, flooded homes, requiring repairs. As Mohenjo-Daro's sediment layers show, "You're there." The water rising, Priya directing workers, the air tense with urgency. Trade disruptions, Mesopotamian wars, cut lapis lazuli, supplies strained wealth. As Sumerian records hint, social tensions simmered. Uneven house sizes in Harappa suggest envy. As Diggs note, these trials, met with quiet resolve, gave their lives a weighty duty, their status a fragile balance. Their lives held refined joys. Priya wore carnelian and gold beads, her ornaments found in Mohenjo-Daro's elite graves. As Wheeler's reports note, "You're there." The beads shining, her robe soft, the air festive. Feasts, perhaps for trade deals, brought music. Lothal's terracotta whistles suggest flutes. As finds show, yet scarcity touched them. Droughts around 1900 BC shrank granaries. As pollen studies confirm, these moments, splendid yet fleeting, gave their lives a rhythm, their wealth a human touch. The city relied on their guidance. Artisans crafted seals for elite patrons, their work approved. As Harappa's seal variations show, "You're there." A seal presented, Priya's approval quiet, the air warm with respect. Priests, possibly elite, led rituals. Great bath structures suggest their role. As Marshall's reports imply, commoners benefited. Public granaries, overseen by the elite, fed the city. As Mohenjo-Daro's ruins note, these ties, woven through duty, made the elite the city's heart, their leadership a shared strength. Mysteries cloaked their world. A Mohenjo-Daro figurine, found in 1926, depicts a woman in elaborate dress, possibly an elite, its purpose unclear. As Marshall's journals note, you're there, the figure still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered, tales inferred from seals, suggest elite-led rituals for rain or prosperity. Their details lost, a Harappa tablet, etched with an unknown sign, hints at a private code, its meaning debated. As Mahidvan's studies show, these enigmas, carved in stone, gave their lives an air of mystery, their splendor a silent puzzle. Their legacy shaped the Indus, Mohenjo-Daro's urban systems, influenced later cities. As archaeological studies note, you're there, the ruins intact. A scholar's gaze awed, the air cool. Modern Pakistan preserves Harappa, its elite homes UNESCO protected, drawing visitors to its past. The elite's urban life, from Citadel Heights to Market Hum, wove a civilization's order, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's return to the crafting of seals in Mohenjo-Daro, where artisans shaped a civilization's voice. Their work a quiet craft, the daily life of a Harappan merchant in the Indus Valley. From 2600 BC to 1900 BC, merchants were the lifeblood of cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa. Their trade weaving connections across the rivers and deserts of modern Pakistan and northwest India to distant lands like Mesopotamia. These traders, navigating bustling markets and dusty trade routes, bartered goods like cotton, beads, and copper. Their lives a delicate balance of risk and reward. Their days were filled with the hum of negotiation, the weight of goods, and the quiet hope of prosperity. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a merchant in Mohenjo-Daro's marketplace, his seals glinting in the sun, his voice steady in barter, the air warm with dust and opportunity. The Harappan merchant's life was a journey of exchange, their trade a whisper of connection. Let's drift into their world, where commerce met courage, and every deal told a story. A merchant's day began at dawn, the city waking with the clatter of carts. In Harappa, a trader named Ravi might rise in a brick house near the market, its courtyard open to the morning breeze. As excavations by Mortimer Wheeler reveal, you're there, the air cool, his hands sorting beads, the scent of roasted barley faint, his tools steedite seals, cubical weights, and woven sacks were essential. Found in Mohenjo-Daro's market districts, as archaeological reports note, with his goods packed, he headed to the stalls, his steps quick, ready to trade for the city's wealth and his family's needs. Trade was the merchant's craft, its rhythm constant. Ravi might barter cotton cloth for Mesopotamian silver, his seals stamping clay tags to ensure trust, as Sumerian tablets referencing Meluha suggest, you're there, the market alive, his seal pressed firm, the air buzzing with voices. He weighed goods with stone cubes, their precision standard across Harappa. As Dalavira's weight finds confirm, some deals were local exchanging grain for pottery with artisans. As market debris shows, these exchanges, meticulous yet lively, linked cities to distant shores, their trade a quiet pulse of the Indus. The merchant's world was vast, their routes perilous, caravans trekked to Lothal's port, where ships sailed to Sumer, carrying beads and timber. As dockyard remains suggest, you're there, the desert wind sharp, Ravi's cart creaking, the air heavy with dust. River routes along the Indus were safer, but slow boats carried goods to smaller towns. As Harappa's riverbank finds note, bandits and floods threatened sediment layers from 2000 BC show Indus floods disrupting trade. As geological studies confirm, these journeys, fraught but vital, made merchants the civilization's bridge, their paths a daring hope. Their lives were tied to the city's order, Mohenjo-Daro's grid, like streets eased market access. They're planning a ruler's gift. As urban layouts show, you're there, the stalls crowded, Ravi's goods displayed, the air warm with purpose. Taxes, likely in grain or goods, went to the citadel, inferred from granary stores. As John Marshall's excavations note, disputes over weights or quality fell to overseers, their rulings final. As uniform standards suggest, this structure, orderly yet demanding, gave merchants stability, their trade a shared strength. Challenges shaped their days. Floods could strand caravans. Mohenjo-Daro's 2000 BC sediment layers hint at delays. As reports note, you're there, the river swelling, Ravi's goods damp, the air tense with worry. Competition was fierce. Harappa's varied seals suggest rival traders vying for deals. As Asko Parpola's studies show, failed trades meant loss. A broken seal from Lothal, found in 1950 Styx, implies a ruined deal. These hurdles, met with quiet resolve, made each successful trade a triumph, its profit a fleeting victory. Their lives held simple joys. A successful deal might bring a feast, with music from terracotta whistles. As Lothal finds suggest, you're there, the courtyard festive, Ravi's laughter soft, the air alive with celebration. Festivals, perhaps for harvests, saw merchants offer beads to shrines, their prayers humble. As Mohenjo-Daro's figurines hint, yet scarcity loomed. Droughts around 1900 BC shrank markets. As pollen studies show, these moments, cherished but brief, gave their labor meaning, their lives a gentle rhythm. The community relied on their trade. Artisans crafted seals for merchants, their work vital. As Harappa's workshop finds note, you're there, a seal exchanged, Ravi's nod grateful, the air warm with trust. Farmers supplied grain, their harvests bartered in markets. As granary remains show, elite patrons bought luxury goods, like carnelian beads, strengthening ties. As Dalaveras, elite graves confirm, these bonds, woven through exchange, made merchants the city's arteries, their trade a shared hope. Mysteries cloaked their work. A Mohenjo-Daro seal, found in 1920 Styx, bears a script no trader today can read, its purpose debated. As Marshall's journals note, you're there, the seal cool, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from Mesopotamian texts speak of Meluha, merchants trading with gods, their rituals lost. A Harappa tablet, etched with a single sign, hints at a secret deal, its meaning elusive. As Aravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, carved in stone, gave merchants' lives an air of mystery, their trade a silent puzzle. Their legacy spans continents. Indus beads, found in Sumerian graves, show their trade's reach. As UNESCO logs confirm, you're there, the beads gleaming. A scholar's gaze awed, the air-cool modern markets echo their barter, their weights still studied. As archaeological journals note, the Harappan merchant, from Mohenjo-Daro's stalls to distant shores, wove a civilization's wealth, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now let's turn to the Harappan festivals, where rituals united the city. Their celebrations, a quiet joy. Harappan festivals in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Festivals brought the cities of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa to life, their rituals uniting artisans, merchants, and elites in moments of joy and reverence. These celebrations, likely tied to harvests, rains, or celestial events, filled the streets with music, offerings, and shared hope. Their traces left in figurines, seals, and sacred spaces in the shadow of the Great Bath or bustling marketplaces. The Harappans gathered, their ceremonies a blend of faith and community. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Mohenjo-Daro courtyard aglow with lamps, the sound of flutes drifting, the air warm with incense and unity. Harappan festivals were the city's soul, their rituals a whisper of togetherness. Let's drift into their world, where celebration met devotion, and every rite told a story. Festivals were woven into the city's rhythm, their timing tied to nature. In Mohenjo-Daro, a harvest festival likely marked the end of the monsoon, as terracotta figurines of grain offerings suggest you're there, the air damp, a crowd gathering, the scent of roasted millet soft. Harappa's seals with tree motifs hint at rituals for fertility, perhaps in spring. As Asko Parpola's studies propose, celestial events, like solstices, may have sparked gatherings. Dalaviras, aligned structures, suggest star watching. As archaeological reports note, these moments, tied to the earth and sky, gave the city a pulse, their joy a shared breath. The Great Bath was a sacred stage, Mohenjo-Daro's vast pool, possibly a ritual site, hosted ceremonies, its steps worn by pilgrims. As John Marshall's excavations show, you're there, the water still, a priest's chant low, the air heavy with reverence. Offerings of beads or figurines found near the bath suggest communal rites. As artifact collections confirm, families brought clay lamps, their flames flickering. As Harappa's lamp finds note, these rituals, simple yet profound, bound the faithful, their devotion a quiet strength. Music and dance enlivened the streets. Terracotta whistles from Lothal, shaped like birds, suggest flutes played at festivals. As archaeological finds show, you're there, the notes rising, dancers swaying, the air warm with celebration. Seals with figures in dynamic poses hint at dance, possibly led by women. As Mortimer Wheeler's reports propose. Drums, inferred from clay models, kept rhythm, their beat uniting crowds. As Dalavira's artifacts suggest, these sounds, vibrant yet fleeting, filled the city with life, their echo a joyful memory. Offerings marked the sacred. In Harappa, clay figurines of deities or animals found in shrines were likely festival gifts. As excavation journals note, you're there, a figurine placed gently, a merchant's prayer soft, the air scented with incense. Mohenjo-Daro's fire altars, uncovered in 1920s digs, held ash and beads, signs of offerings for rain or prosperity. As Marshall's reports suggest, some families gave food, grain, or fruit shared in communal feasts. As market debris hints, these acts, humble but heartfelt, wove the community closer, their faith a shared hope. Challenges shadowed the joy. Floods around 2000 BC disrupted festivals. As Mohenjo-Daro's sediment layers show, you're there, the rain's heavy. A priest's ritual paused, the air tense with worry. Droughts, evident in 1900 BC pollen studies, shrank harvests, thinning feasts. As archaeological data confirm, social divides strained unity. Elite homes held finer offerings. As Harappa's grave goods suggest, these hurdles, met with quiet resolve, made each festival a triumph, its celebration a fleeting victory. The community thrived in these moments. Artisans crafted festival goods, beads, and figurines for offerings. As Mohenjo-Daro's workshop finds show, you're there, a potter's hands busy, the air warm with trust. Merchants supplied markets with grain or cloth, their stalls bustling. As Dalavira's market remains note, elites led rites, their presence uniting all. As great bath structures imply, these bonds, forged in celebration, made festivals the city's heart, their joy a shared light. Mysteries cloaked their rites. A Mohenjo-Daro seal, found in 1926, depicts a horned figure in a ritual pose, its meaning debated. As Marshall's journals note, you're there, the seal still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from figurines suggest dances for fertility or stars, their details lost. A Harappa tablet, etched with a cryptic tree sign, hints at a forgotten festival, its purpose elusive. As Iravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, carved in clay, gave festivals an air of mystery, their rituals a silent puzzle. Their legacy lives in traces. Mohenjo-Daro's Great Bath, now UNESCO protected, draws visitors, its rituals imagined. As logs confirm, you're there, the ruins quiet, a scholar's gaze awed, the air cool. Modern festivals in Pakistan echo Harappan harvests, their songs similar. As cultural studies note, Harappan festivals, from Mohenjo-Daro's bath to Harappa's streets, united a civilization soul, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's return to the enigma of the script's undeciphered code, where symbols held secrets, their meanings a quiet mystery. Harappan water systems in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. The water systems of cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa were marvels of engineering, channeling the lifeblood of rivers and rains to sustain urban life across modern Pakistan and northwest India. These intricate networks of wells, drains, and reservoirs, built by skilled laborers and overseen by the elite, supported homes, markets, and rituals. Their flow a testament to the Harappans' ingenuity. In streets lined with baked brick, water was both a necessity and a sacred gift. Its management, a quiet triumph of order. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Mohenjo-Daro well, its brick walls cool, a woman drawing water with a clay pot, the air warm with dust and purpose. The Harappan water systems were the city's veins, their flow a whisper of survival. Let's drift into their world, where engineering met devotion, and every drop told a story. Water systems were central to urban life, their design meticulous. In Mohenjo-Daro, over 700 wells dotted the city, their brick linings deep and precise. As John Marshall's excavations reveal, you're there, the rope taut, a bucket splashing, the air cool with moisture. Harappa's streets had covered drains, their slopes guiding waste to soak pits. As Mortimer Wheeler's digs confirm, Dalavira's reservoirs, carved into rock, stored monsoon rains, their channels vast. As archaeological reports note, these systems, practical yet elegant, kept cities clean and thriving, their order a silent strength. Construction was a communal effort, its labor intense. Workers laid bricks for wells, their hands steady under the sun. As Mohenjo-Daro's construction debris shows, you're there, the bricks heavy, a laborer's sweat falling, the air thick with dust. Drains required precision. Harappa's clay pipes, found in 1920s digs, fit tightly to prevent leaks. As journals note, reservoirs, like Dalavira's, demanded quarrying, their stone blocks hauled by teams. As excavation data suggest, these tasks, shared by many, wove the city together, their effort a quiet bond. Water served daily needs and sacred rites. Households drew from wells, their water-cooling homes. As Mohenjo-Daro's private bath show, you're there, a pot filled, a child's laughter soft, the air warm with life. Markets relied on drains to stay clean. Harappa's market streets, free of waste, bustled with trade. As finds note, the Great Bath, possibly a ritual site, held purified water, its use central to festivals. As Asko Parpola's studies propose, these roles, blending utility and faith, made water the city's heart, its flow a shared gift. Challenges tested their ingenuity. Floods from the Indus, frequent around 2000 BC, clogged drains. As Mohenjo-Daro's sediment layers reveal, you're there, the water rising, workers clearing mud, the air tense with urgency. Droughts, evident in 1900 BC pollen studies, dried wells, forcing rationing. As archaeological data confirm, maintenance was constant. Cracked bricks in Harappa's drains needed repair. As dig reports note, these hurdles, met with quiet resolve, made each clear stream a triumph. its flow a fleeting victory. The community sustained the systems, elites oversaw construction, their plans etched on clay, inferred from D'Oliveira's uniform designs. You're there, a scribe marking plans, the air warm with purpose. Laborers, often farmers in off-seasons, dug channels, their work vital. As Mohenjo-Daro's tool finds show, women carried water, their pots balancing daily life. As terracotta vessels suggest, these efforts, humble but essential, kept the city alive, their labor a shared hope. Rituals honored water's gift, seals with tree motifs, found in Harappa, suggest offerings for rain. As Parpola's studies note, you're there, a priest's chant soft, the air heavy with incense. Mohenjo-Daro's great bath, used in festivals, held water blessed for rites. As Marshall's reports imply, families left clay figurines near wells, their prayers for abundance simple. As excavation finds show, these acts, sacred yet practical, wove water into the city's soul, its flow a quiet reverence. Mysteries cloaked their systems. A D'Oliveira reservoir, found in 1990's digs, bears an unknown sign, its purpose debated. As journals note, you're there, the stone still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from seals suggest water deities, their rituals lost. A Mohenjo-Daro well, sealed with clay, hints at a forgotten rite, its meaning elusive. As Aravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, carved in brick, gave water systems an air of mystery, their purpose a silent puzzle. Their legacy endures in ruins. Mohenjo-Daro's wells, now UNESCO protected, draw scholars, their engineering studied. As logs confirm, you're there, the bricks intact. A visitor's gaze awed, the air-cool, modern India's water systems echo Harappan designs, their efficiency admired. As studies note, the Harappan water systems, from Mohenjo-Daro's wells to D'Oliveira's reservoirs, sustained a civilization's life, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's turn to the Harappan artisans, where skilled hands shaped beauty, their craft a quiet legacy. Harappan artisans in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC, artisans in cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa crafted the objects that defined a civilization, their hands shaping clay, stone, and metal in workshops nestled among baked brick streets. These potters, bead makers, and metalworkers created seals, pottery, and jewelry, their work fueling trade and adorning homes across modern Pakistan and northwest India. Their lives, a blend of skill and toil, were the backbone of urban prosperity, their creations carrying the city's spirit. As you settle into the night's calm, picture an artisan in a Harappa workshop, his hands molding clay, the air warm with kiln smoke and purpose. The Harappan artisans were the city's creators, their craft a whisper of beauty. Let's drift into their world, where skill met survival, and every creation told a story. Artisans worked in bustling districts, their spaces alive with craft. In Mohenjo-Daro, a potter named Leela might shape clay in a courtyard workshop, its kiln glowing, As John Marshall's excavations show, you're there, the clay soft, her fingers steady, the air thick with earth scent. Harappa's bead makers drilled carnelian, their tools bronze and flint. As workshop finds confirm, metal workers in Dalavira forged copper tools, their furnaces small but precise. As archaeological reports note, these workshops, clustered near markets, hummed with activity, their output a quiet pulse of the city. Their craft was meticulous, its process a quiet art. Potters spun clay into jars, their surfaces painted with black swirls. As Harappa's ceramic collections show, you're there, the wheel turning, Leela's hands guiding, the air warm with focus. Bead makers polished lapis lazuli, their drills powered by hand. As Lothal's toolkits reveal, metal workers cast bronze figurines, like Mohenjo-Daro's dancing girl, their molds delicate. As Marshall's finds note, these creations, precise yet beautiful, served trade and ritual, their makers a vital thread in the city's weave. Their work fueled the economy. Artisans traded pottery for grain in Mohenjo-Daro's markets, their goods bartered to Mesopotamian merchants. As Sumerian tablets hint, you're there, a jar exchanged, Leela's nod calm, the air buzzing with trade. Beads adorned elites, their carnelian prized. As Harappa's grave goods show, tools like copper knives aided farmers, their edges sharp. As Dalavira's finds confirm, these crafts, practical yet prized, linked artisans to the city's wealth, their work a shared strength. Challenges shaped their days, floods disrupted workshops. Mohenjo-Daro's 2000 BC sediment layers show kilns buried. As geological studies note, you're there, the water rising, Leela's clay ruined, the air tense with loss. Materials were scarce. Lapis came from distant Afghanistan, its supply uneven. As trade records suggest, competition pressed hard. Artisans vied for elite patrons. As varied seal designs show, these hurdles, met with quiet skill, made each finished piece a triumph, its beauty a fleeting victory. Their lives held simple joys, festivals brought rest. Leela might offer a clay figurine to a shrine, her prayer soft. As Mohenjo-Daro's finds suggest, you're there, the altar glowing, her family nearby, the air festive. A fine pot might earn extra grain, shared in a feast. As market debris hints, yet hardship lingered. Droughts around 1900 BC shrank trade. As pollen studies show, these moments, cherished but brief, gave their labor meaning, their lives a gentle rhythm. The community relied on their skill. Merchants sold artisans' goods, their seals stamping clay. As Harappa's market finds note, you're there, a bead traded, Leela's smile quiet, the air warm with trust. Elites commissioned jewelry, their wealth supporting workshops. As Dalavira's ornaments show, farmers used their tools, their harvests eased by sharp blades. As Lothal's finds confirm, these ties, woven through craft, made artisans the city's hands, their work a shared hope. Mysteries cloaked their creations. A Harappa figurine, found in 1930 digs, depicts an unknown animal, its purpose debated. As Wheeler's journals note, you're there, the clay still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from seals suggest ritual crafts, their meanings lost. A Mohenjo-Daro pot, painted with a cryptic sign, hints at a forgotten story. As Iravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, shaped in clay, gave artisans' work an air of mystery, their craft a silent puzzle. Their legacy endures in fragments. Harappa's pottery, now in museums, draws awe, its patterns studied, as UNESCO logs confirm. You're there, the jar intact, a scholar's gaze fixed, the air cool. Modern artisans echo their techniques, shaping clay with care. As craft studies note, the Harappan artisans, from Mohenjo-Daro's kilns to Harappa's workshops, crafted a civilization's beauty, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's return to the Harappan water systems, where engineering sustained life. Its flow, a quiet marvel. Harappan trade networks in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Trade networks wove the cities of Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Lothal into a web of commerce that stretched across modern Pakistan, northwest India, and as far as Mesopotamia and Central Asia. Merchants, artisans, and boatmen carried goods like cotton, beads, and copper along rivers, deserts, and seas, their exchanges fueling the prosperity of urban centers. These networks, built on trust and sealed with steedite stamps, connected distant cultures, their routes a lifeline of wealth and ideas. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a merchant in Lothal's dockyard, his boat laden with goods, the air warm with salt and ambition. The Harappan trade networks were the civilization's arteries, their flow a whisper of connection. Let's drift into their world, where commerce met adventure, and every trade told a story. Trade thrived in bustling markets and ports. In Mohenjo-Daro, merchants like Arjun bartered cotton cloth and carnelian beads in crowded stalls, their seals stamping clay tags. As John Marshall's excavations show, you're there, the market humming, his hands exchanging goods, the air thick with dust and barter. Harappa's granaries stored surplus grain, traded for metals. As storage finds confirm, Lothal's dockyard, a marvel of brick, sent ships to Sumer, carrying timber and beads. As dock remains note, these hubs, alive with exchange, were the civilization's pulse, their trade a quiet engine of wealth. Goods traveled far, their journeys daring. Cotton textiles, woven in Harappa, reached Mesopotamian cities like Ur, as Sumerian tablets mentioning Meluha cloth suggest. You're there, a caravan trudging through desert, Arjun's sacks heavy, the air sharp with sand. Lapis lazuli from Afghanistan adorned elite necks, its trade through Mundigak. As archaeological finds show, copper from Rajasthan's mines, smelted in Dhalavira, armed farmers. As tool caches note, these goods, carried over vast distances, linked the Indus to the world, their reach a silent triumph. Seals were the key to trust, steedite seals, etched with unicorns or bulls, stamped clay to mark goods, their impressions found in Sumerian digs. As Asco Parpolis studies confirm, you're there, a seal pressed firm, Arjun's nod steady, the air warm with agreement, the script on seals, undeciphered, likely named traders or goods. As Iravatham Mahadvan posits, weights cubical and precise, ensured fair deals, their uniformity across Harappa and Lothal. As excavation reports note, these tools, small but vital, bound traders in trust. There marks a shared bond. Routes were perilous, their challenges constant. River paths along the Indus faced floods. Mohenjo-Daro's 2000 BC sediment layers show disrupted trade. As geological studies reveal, you're there, the water surging, a boatman's oar straining, the air tense with risk. Desert caravans braved bandits. Harappa's broken seals suggest ambushes. As dig journals note, monsoons delayed ships. Lothal's dock silted by storms. As archaeological data confirm, these hurdles, met with quiet resolve, made each successful trade a victory, its profit a fleeting joy. Traders' lives blended risk and reward. Arjun might rest in a Lothal guest house, his goods safe in brick storerooms. As excavation layouts show, you're there, the straw mat cool, his breath calm, the air scented with sea salt. He traded for survival grain for his family, beads for status, as market debris hints. Yet loss loomed. A failed voyage could mean debt. As broken pottery in Harappa suggests, these stakes, high but unspoken, gave traders' lives a rhythm, their courage a quiet strength. The community fueled their trade. Artisans crafted goods, pottery, beads, tools for merchants, their workshops bustling. As Mohenjo-Daro's finds note, you're there, a potter's wheel spinning, Arjun's order ready, the air warm with trust. Farmers supplied grain, their harvests bartered. As Dalavira's granary remains show, elites oversaw markets, their taxes funding drains. As Harappa's urban systems imply, these ties, woven through exchange, made traders the city's lifeline, their work a shared hope. Mysteries cloaked their networks. A Mesopotamian seal found in Ur bears Indus like signs, its origin debated. As Sumerian records note, you're there, the seal gleaming, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from tablets suggest Meluha traders met Sumerian kings, their deals lost. A Lothal tablet, etched with a cryptic mark, hints at a secret trade, its meaning elusive. As Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, carried across seas, gave trade an air of mystery, its routes a silent puzzle. Their legacy spans millennia. Indus beads in Sumerian graves show their reach, now UNESCO protected. As logs confirm, you're there, the beads shining. A scholar's gaze awed, the air-cool, modern trade echoes their systems. Weights still studied. As archaeological journals note, the Harappan trade networks, from Mohenjo-Daro's markets to Lothal's docks, wove a civilization's wealth, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now let's turn to the Harappan decline, where cities faded, their end a quiet mystery. Harappan decline in the Indus Valley, from around 1900 BC to 1700 BC. The great cities of Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Dhalavira slowly faded, their once vibrant streets of baked brick falling silent as the civilization that defined modern Pakistan and northwest India waned. Markets emptied, water systems clogged, and homes were abandoned. Their decline a gradual whisper of change driven by nature, trade disruptions, and shifting lives. The reasons, pieced together from ruins, remain a puzzle. Their end a blend of struggle and adaptation. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a deserted Mohenjo-Daro street, a broken pot lying still, the air heavy with dust and silence. The Harappan decline was a civilization's quiet close. Its legacy, a whisper in the earth. Let's drift into their world, where fading met resilience, and every ruin told a story. The city's vitality ebbed slowly, their systems faltering. Mohenjo-Daro's wells, once plentiful, silted up, their water scarce, as sediment layers from 1900 BC show. You're there, a well dry, a woman's bucket empty, the air warm with worry. Harappa's drains clogged, their streets muddy, as excavation debris confirms. Dhalavira's reservoirs, reliant on monsoons, shrank in droughts. As pollen studies note, these failures, gradual but relentless, dimmed the city's pulse, their order unraveling, as John Marshall's reports suggest. Trade, the lifeblood, weakened. Mesopotamian markets, vital for Indus goods, dwindled after 1900 BC, as Sumerian tablets record fewer Meluha trades. You're there, a merchant stall bare, his seals unused, the air thick with loss. Lapis lazuli from Afghanistan grew scarce, its routes disrupted, as Harappa's bead finds show. Lothal's dock silted, halting ships, as dockyard remains note. These disruptions, quiet but crippling, starved cities of wealth, their markets a fading echo, as Asko Parpola's studies imply. Nature turned harsh, its impact profound. Droughts evident in 1900 BC pollen records, parched fields, shrinking harvests, as Mohenjo-Daro's grain stores suggest. You're there, the fields cracked, a farmer's hope dim, the air heavy with dust. Floods, frequent before, shifted the Indus River's course, flooding Harappa, as geological studies confirm. Disease may have struck. Skeletal remains from Mohenjo-Daro show signs of malnutrition, as archaeological reports note. These trials, relentless yet silent, pushed people from cities, their homes left to crumble. Social shifts added strain. Uneven wealth. Harappa's elite homes grew larger, while others shrank. Hints at tension, as excavation layouts show. You're there, a small hut shadowed by a grand one, the air tense with envy. Artisans left workshops, their kilns cold, as Mohenjo-Daro's tool finds note. Some moved to smaller villages, their simpler lives evident in rural sites like Rakigarhi, as digs confirm. These changes, subtle but deep, frayed the city's fabric, its unity a fading memory. The people adapted, their resilience quiet. Families migrated eastward, new settlements rising in the Ganges plain. As ceramic similarities suggest, you're there, a cart loaded, a child's hand held, the air warm with hope. Some stayed, rebuilding in Harappa's ruins, their homes simpler. As late phase digs show, rituals persisted. Clay figurines in Mohenjo-Daros, abandoned homes hint at prayers for recovery. As Marshall's reports note, these efforts, small but steadfast, carried the Harappan spirit forward, their lives a quiet defiance. Mysteries shroud the decline. A Mohenjo-Daro skeleton, found in 1920 Styx, lies in a street, its cause unclear. As journals note, you're there, the bones still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from seals suggest rituals to avert disaster, their details lost. A Harappa tablet, etched with a fading script, hints at a final plea, its meaning debated. As Aravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, locked in ruins, give the decline an air of mystery, its end a silent puzzle. The community bore the loss together. Artisans crafted fewer goods, their pottery plain. As late Harappa finds show, you're there, a potter's wheel still, the air heavy with change. Merchants abandoned markets, their seals buried. As Lothal's debris suggests, elites once central, vanished, their homes empty. As Dalavira's ruins note, these shared struggles, endured in silence, marked the city's end, their bonds a fading hope. The legacy endures in fragments. Mohenjo-Daro's ruins, UNESCO protected, draw scholars, their story studied. As logs confirm, you're there, the bricks intact. A visitor's gaze awed, the air cool. Later cultures, like the Vedic, echo Harappan crafts, as pottery styles suggest. The Harappan decline, from Mohenjo-Daro streets to Harappa's ruins, closed a civilization's chapter, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's return to the Harappan trade networks, where commerce wove connections, their routes a quiet marvel. Harappan religious practices in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Religious practices wove a quiet thread of devotion through the cities of Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Dalavira, their rituals shaping the lives of artisans, merchants, and elites across modern Pakistan and northwest India. These ceremonies, likely centered on fertility, water, and cosmic order, unfolded in sacred spaces like the Great Bath and small household shrines, their traces left in seals, figurines, and fire altars. The Harappan's faith, mysterious yet profound, bound their communities in shared reverence. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Mohenjo-Daro priestess by a flickering altar, her hands offering clay figurines, the air warm with incense and sanctity. Harappan religious practices were the civilization's soul, their rituals a whisper of the divine. Let's drift into their world, where faith met mystery, and every offering told a story. Rituals were woven into daily life, their settings varied. In Mohenjo-Daro, the Great Bath, a vast brick pool, likely hosted communal ceremonies, its steps worn by pilgrims, As John Marshall's excavations suggest, you're there, the water still, a chant rising, the air heavy with reverence. Harappa's homes held small altars, their clay platforms bearing ash. As archaeological finds note, Dalavira's fire pits, lined with stone, suggest offerings for rain or harvests. As Asko Parpola's studies propose, these spaces, grand or humble, were the city's sacred heart. Their rituals, a quiet bond, offerings were central. Their forms simple yet meaningful, clay figurines of women or animals, found in Mohenjo-Daro's shrines, likely honored fertility. As Marshall's reports note, you're there, a figurine placed gently, a woman's prayer soft, the air scented with ghee, seals with tree motifs, uncovered in Harappa, suggest worship of nature. As Parpola's analyses imply, beads and shells left near Dalavira's altars were gifts to deities. As excavation data show, these offerings, crafted with care, tied the faithful to the divine. Their devotion, a shared hope, priests or priestesses led ceremonies. Their roles inferred, but vital, a Mohenjo-Daro seal, depicting a horned figure in a ritual pose, may show a priest. As John Marshall's studies suggest, you're there, the figure's headdress glinting, their hands raised, the air warm with sanctity. In Harappa, terracotta masks hint at ritual leaders, their faces worn in ceremonies. As Mortimer Wheeler's finds note, these figures, guiding prayers or processions, were the community's voice. Their leadership, a quiet bridge to the sacred. Festivals marked sacred times, their rhythm tied to nature. Harvest rites, inferred from grain-filled jars in Mohenjo-Daro, likely gathered crowds. As market finds suggest, you're there, the courtyard alive, flutes playing, the air festive with roasted barley. Monsoon rituals, hinted at by Dalavira's water shrines, sought rain. As Parpola's studies note, celestial events, like solstices, may have sparked gatherings. Aligned structures in Lothal suggest star watching. As archaeological reports confirm, these moments, joyful yet solemn, united the city. Their celebration, a shared light. Challenges shadowed their faith. Floods around 2000 BC disrupted rituals. Mohenjo-Daro's Great Bath silted, halting ceremonies. As sediment layers show, you're there, the pool muddy, a priest's chant paused, the air tense with worry. Droughts, evident in 1900 BC pollen studies, shrank offerings. As sparse altar finds note, social divides, strained unity. Elite shrines held finer beads. As Harappa's graves suggest, these trials, met with quiet resolve, made each rite a triumph, its sanctity a fleeting victory. The community sustained their worship. Artisans crafted figurines and seals for rituals, their workshops busy. As Mohenjo-Daro's finds show, you're there, a potter's hands shaping clay, the air warm with purpose. Merchants supplied shells for altars, their trade vital. As Dalavira's market remains note, elites oversaw grand rites, their presence central. As the Great Bath structure implies, these ties, woven through devotion, made religion the city's heart, its faith a shared strength. mysteries cloaked their beliefs. A Harappa seal, found in 1930s digs, shows a figure meditating under a tree, its meaning debated. As Wheeler's journals note, "You're there, the seal still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered." Tales inferred from figurines suggest deities of rivers or fertility, their names lost. A Mohenjo-Daro altar bearing an unknown symbol hints at a forgotten rite. As Iravatham Mahidvan's studies show, these enigmas, etched in clay, gave their faith an air of mystery, their rituals a silent puzzle. Their legacy lives in traces. Mohenjo-Daro's Great Bath, UNESCO protected, draws visitors, its rituals imagined as logs confirm. You're there, the bricks intact. A scholar's gaze awed, the air cool. Modern South Asian traditions, like tree worship, echo Harappan practices. As cultural studies note, Harappan religious practices, from Mohenjo-Daro's altars to Harappa's shrines, wove a civilization's faith, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now let's turn to the Harappan daily life, where routine shaped resilience, its rhythm a quiet legacy. Harappan daily life in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Daily life in cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Lothal was a quiet rhythm of work, family, and community, set against the backdrop of baked brick homes and bustling streets across modern Pakistan and northwest India. Artisans, farmers, and families moved through routines of crafting, cooking, and trade, their days shaped by the city's order and the land's gifts. From dawn's chores to evening's rest, their lives balanced toil with moments of connection. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Harappa family in a shaded courtyard, their hands grinding grain, the air warm with clay and kinship. Harappan daily life was the civilization's heartbeat, its routine a whisper of resilience. Let's drift into their world, where work met warmth, and every day told a story. The day began early, the city stirring with light. In Mohenjo-Daro, a woman like Sita might rise in a brick home, its flat roof cool. As John Marshall's excavations show, you're there, the air fresh, her hands lighting a clay stove, the scent of millet faint. Men headed to workshops or fields, their tools bronze sickles or chisels ready. As Harappa's finds note, children played with terracotta toys, their laughter echoing. As Lothal's artifact collections confirm, these mornings, simple yet purposeful, set the rhythm of life, their routine a quiet strength. Work defined their hours, its tasks varied. Farmers tilled fields beyond Harappa, growing wheat and barley, their plows wooden. As agricultural remains suggest, you're there, the soil soft, a farmer's sweat falling, the air warm with earth. Artisans in Mohenjo-Daro shaped pottery or beads, their kilns glowing. As workshop debris shows, women ground grain or wove cotton, their looms humming. As Dalavira's textile finds note, these labors, shared across the city, sustained families and markets, their effort a silent bond. Homes were the heart of daily life, their spaces practical. Harappa's houses, with courtyards and drains, kept families cool. As Mortimer Wheeler's digs reveal, you're there, the walls sturdy, Sita's pot simmering, the air scented with spices, wells provided water, their buckets heavy. As Mohenjo-Daro's well linings show, meals were simple flatbreads, lentils, and dates, shared on clay plates. As kitchen finds note, these homes, modest yet welcoming, were refuges of care, their warmth a shared comfort. Community wove their lives together, neighbors shared wells in Lothal, their chats easing the day. As urban layouts suggest, you're there, the water splashing, Sita's smile soft, the air warm with trust, markets buzzed with barter grain for pottery, beads for copper, as Harappa's debris confirms, festivals brought gatherings, with music from terracotta whistles. As Dalavira's finds hint, these bonds, forged in routine, made the city a family, its unity a quiet hope. Challenges tested their days. Floods around 2000 BC flooded Mohenjo-Daro streets, halting work. As sediment layers show, you're there, the mud deep, Sita's chores paused, the air tense with worry, droughts, evident in 1900 BC pollen studies, shrank harvests, thinning meals, disease touched homes skeletal, remains from Harappa show malnutrition. As reports note, these trials, met with quiet resolve, made each day's end a triumph, its routine a fleeting victory. Joys brightened their lives, evening gatherings saw stories shared, perhaps of trade or gods. As seal motifs suggest, you're there, the courtyard lit, Sita's voice soft, the air festive, a child's toy cart, found in Mohenjo-Daro, hints at playtime laughter. As artifact collections note, successful harvests meant feasts, with dates and flatbreads shared. As kitchen remains show, these moments, simple but cherished, gave their days meaning, their lives a gentle rhythm. Mysteries cloaked their routines. A Harappa pot, found in 1930 digs, bears an unknown sign, its purpose debated. As Wheeler's journals note, you're there, the clay still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered, tales inferred from figurines, suggest household rituals for protection, their details lost, a Mohenjo-Daro amulet, etched with a cryptic mark, hints at a personal charm. As Iravatham Mahidvan's studies show, these enigmas, woven into daily life, gave their routines an air of mystery, their days a silent puzzle. Their legacy lives in ruins, Mohenjo-Daro's homes, UNESCO protected, draw visitors, their lives imagined, as logs confirm, you're there, the bricks intact. A scholar's gaze awed, the air-cool, modern villages, echo Harappan routines, their crafts similar. As cultural studies note, Harappan daily life, from Mohenjo-Daro's courtyards to Harappa's fields, wove a civilization's resilience, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's return to the Harappan religious practices, where faith united communities. Its rituals, a quiet devotion, Harappan burial customs in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Burial customs in cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Lothal reflected a quiet reverence for the departed. Their practices, weaving faith and care into the fabric of a civilization spanning modern Pakistan and northwest India. These rituals, carried out in cemeteries or beneath homes, honored artisans, merchants, and elites with simple graves, offerings, and mysteries yet to be unraveled. The Harappans laid their dead to rest with purpose, their burials a blend of practicality and devotion. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Harappa cemetery at dusk, a family placing a clay pot beside a grave, the air heavy with dust and solemnity. Harappan burial customs were the civilization's farewell, their rites a whisper of eternity. Let's drift into their world, where death met dignity, and every grave told a story. Burials were modest, their settings varied. In Harappa's cemetery R37, discovered in the 1920, bodies were laid in rectangular pits, their heads north. As Mortimer Wheeler's excavations show, you're there, the earth soft, a family's steps slow, the air cool with evening. Mohenjo-Daro's graves, often under house floors, suggest closeness to the living. As John Marshall's finds note, Lothal's burials near the city's edge included brick-lined tombs for elites. As archaeological reports confirm, these sites, simple or grand, were sacred spaces, their quiet marking a final rest. Offerings honored the dead, their gifts humble. Clay pots, filled with grain or water, were placed beside Harappa's graves. As Wheeler's digs reveal, you're there, a pot gleaming, a mourner's hand gentle, the air scented with earth. Beads of carnelian or faience adorned bodies, especially elites. As Mohenjo-Daro's burial finds show, some graves held shells, possibly for the afterlife. As Asko Parpola's studies suggest, these offerings, crafted with care, tied the living to the departed, their presence a quiet hope for peace. Rituals were subtle, their details faint. Mourners likely gathered for ceremonies, inferred from Harappa's orderly graves. As excavation layouts note, you're there, a family chanting softly, their voices low, the air warm with reverence. Fire may have played a role. Ash traces in Lothal's tombs suggest small rites. As archaeological data confirm, in Dalavira, a stone marker with a script undeciphered hints at prayers. As Iravatham Mahidvan's analyzes propose, these acts, restrained but heartfelt, wove the community's faith, their rituals a silent bond. The community shared the burden of loss. Artisans crafted burial goods, pots, and beads for graves, their workshops busy. As Mohenjo-Daro's finds show, you're there, a potter's hands shaping clay, the air warm with purpose. Families dug graves together, their labor shared. As Harappa's cemetery patterns suggest, elites received finer tombs, their status marked. As Lothal's brick structures note, these efforts, collective yet solemn, made burials a communal farewell, their care a shared strength. Challenges touched their rites. Floods around 2000 BC disturbed cemeteries. Mohenjo-Daro's graves show water damage. As sediment layers reveal, you're there, the earth muddy, a mourner's task paused, the air tense with sorrow. Droughts evident In 1900 BC pollen studies, limited offerings, as sparse grave goods show disease seen in Harappa's skeletal remains, hastened burials. As reports note, these trials, met with quiet resolve, made each completed grave a triumph, its peace a fleeting victory. Beliefs about the afterlife remain elusive. Seals with tree motifs found in Harappa suggest a journey beyond. As Parpola's studies imply, you're there, a seal placed in a grave, the air heavy with questions, its meaning unclear. Some burials included mirrors, possibly for spiritual passage. As Mohenjo-Daro's finds hint, the lack of grand tombs, unlike Egypt, suggests modesty in death. As Marshall's reports note, these beliefs, vague but poignant, gave burials depth, their purpose a quiet mystery. Mysteries cloak their customs. A Harappa grave, found in 1930s digs, held a skeleton with an unknown amulet, its purpose debated. As Wheeler's journals note, you're there, the amulet still, the air thick with riddles, the answer lost. Tales, inferred from figurines, suggest rituals for safe passage. Their details faded. A Mohenjo-Daro burial with a single shell, etched with a cryptic sign, hints at a forgotten rite. As Mahidvan's studies show, these enigmas, buried in earth, gave burials an air of mystery. Their silence, a lasting puzzle. Their legacy endures in fragments. Harappa's Cemetery R37, UNESCO protected, draws scholars, its grave studied, as logs confirm, you're there, the earth intact. A visitor's gaze awed, the air cool. Modern South Asian burial practices, like simple offerings, echo Harappan customs. As cultural studies note, Harappan burial customs, from Mohenjo-Daro's homes to Harappa's cemeteries, honored a civilization's departed, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now let's turn to the Harappan children, where youth brought life, their days a quiet joy. Harappan children in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Children in cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Lothal filled the streets with laughter and play, their lives a vibrant thread in the tapestry of a civilization across modern Pakistan and northwest India. From helping in homes to learning crafts, these young ones grew within the order of baked brick cities, their days blending work, games, and family bonds. Their presence, seen in toys and small footprints, brought life to courtyards and markets. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Mohenjo-Daro child chasing a terracotta cart, her laughter echoing, the air warm with dust and joy. Harappan children were the civilization's future, their days a whisper of hope. Let's drift into their world, where youth met resilience, and every moment told a story. Children's days began with the city's hum. In Harappa, a girl like Tara might wake in a brick home, her straw mat warm, as John Marshall's excavations of household layouts show. You're there, the dawn soft, her hands rubbing sleep away, the air scented with millet. She helped her mother fetch water from a well, her small pot light. As Mohenjo-Daro's well finds suggest, boys joined fathers in fields or workshops, their steps eager. As Lothal's tool, Cash's note, these tasks, simple yet vital, wove children into daily life, their efforts a quiet rhythm. Play was their joy, their toys charmingly crafted terracotta carts, found in Mohenjo-Daro's digs, had movable wheels, delighting children. As archaeological collections confirm, you're there, a cart rolling, Tara's giggle bright, the air warm with play, whistles shaped like birds, uncovered in Harappa, sang when blown. As Mortimer Wheeler's reports note, clay balls and dice suggest games of skill. Found in Dalavira streets, these toys, small but cherished, filled children's hours, their laughter a shared light. Learning was part of their growth, informal but steady. Tara might watch her mother weave cotton, mimicking her loom's rhythm. As textile finds from Harappa show, you're there, the threads taut, her hands clumsy but eager, the air warm with focus. Boys learned pottery or seal making, their small hands guided by artisans. As Mohenjo-Daro's workshop debris suggests, some, perhaps elite, studied signs of the script, inferred from child-sized seals. As Asko Parpola's studies note, these lessons, passed through family, shaped the city's future, their knowledge a quiet seed. Challenges touched their lives. Floods around 2000 BC flooded Mohenjo-Daro streets, halting play. As sediment layers reveal, you're there, the water splashing, Tara's games paused, the air tense with worry. Droughts, seen in 1900 BC pollen studies, shrank meals, leaving children hungry. As sparse kitchen finds show, disease, evident in Harappa's child skeletons, stole young lives. As reports note, these trials, faced with quiet courage, made each joyful day a triumph, its moments a fleeting gift. Families nurtured their young, mothers cooked flatbreads, shared with children in courtyards. As Mohenjo-Daro's kitchen remains suggest, you're there, the bread warm, Tara's smile bright, the air cozy with care. Fathers taught skills, their patience steady. As tool marks in Harappa's workshops hint, neighbors watched over each other's young, their bonds tight. As urban layouts imply, these ties, woven through love, made children the city's heart, their presence a shared hope. Festivals brought delight, harvest rites, inferred from grain offerings in Lothal, saw children dance, their steps light. As terracotta figurines suggest, you're there, the courtyard festive, Tara's feet skipping, the air alive with flutes. They offered clay toys to shrines, their prayers simple. As Mohenjo-Daro's altar finds note, these gatherings, joyful yet sacred, united families, their celebration a quiet strength. Mysteries cloaked their world. A Harappa toy, found in 1930s digs, bears an unknown mark, its purpose debated. As Wheeler's journals note, you're there, the clay still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from seals suggest children's rituals for protection, their details lost. A Mohenjo-Daro figurine, shaped like a child, hints at a forgotten story. As Aravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, crafted in play, gave children's lives an air of mystery. their days a silent puzzle. Their legacy lives in fragments. Mohenjo-Daro's toys, UNESCO-protected, draw scholars. Their play imagined, as logs confirm. You're there, the cart's intact. A visitor's gaze awed, the air-cool, modern South Asian games, like spinning tops. Echo Harapan toys. As cultural studies note, Harapan children, from Harappa streets to Lothal's homes, brought a civilization's joy. Their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's return to the Harapan burial customs, where death was honored. Its rites a quiet farewell. Harapan agricultural life in the Indus Valley. From 2600 BC to 1900 BC, agricultural life sustained the cities of Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Lothal. Their fields of wheat, barley, and cotton stretching across the fertile plains of modern Pakistan and northwest India. Farmers, toiling under the sun or monsoon rains, fed urban markets and families. Their labor the foundation of a thriving civilization. Their days were a quiet rhythm of sowing, tending, and harvesting. Their lives tied to the land's gifts and challenges. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Harappa farmer in a sunlit field, his wooden plow cutting the earth, the air warm with soil and sweat. Harappan agricultural life was the civilization's roots, its harvests a whisper of survival. Let's drift into their world, where toil met resilience, and every crop told a story. The farmer's day began at dawn, the fields waking with the light. In Harappa, a farmer named Curran might rise from a straw mat in a mud brick home. As John Marshall's excavations of rural layouts show, you're there, the air fresh, his hands gripping a sickle, the scent of damp earth faint. His tools wooden plows, bronze sickles, and clay pots were simple, found in Mohenjo-Daro's agricultural caches. As archaeological reports note, with an ox or by hand, he worked the fields, his labor feeding the city's granaries, as Lothal's storage finds suggest. Farming was grueling, its seasons relentless. Spring saw Curran sowing wheat and barley, his hands scattering seeds in loamy soil. As pollen studies from Harappa confirm, you're there, the earth soft, his back bent, the air buzzing with flies. Summer brought weeding, pulling grasses under a scorching sun. As Mohenjo-Daro's field patterns show, autumn harvests were urgent sickles, cut stalks before rains. As Dalavira's grain remains note, a failed crop from flood or drought meant hunger. As sparse kitchen finds lament, their yield a fragile hope. The city shaped their work, its demands constant. Granaries in Harappa stored surplus for trade, their clay seals marking farmers' contributions. As Mortimer Wheeler's digs reveal, you're there, the grain cart heavy, Curran's shoulders tense, the air warm with duty. Taxes, likely in grain, went to elites, inferred from Mohenjo-Daro's storage rooms. Some farmers faced corvée labor, building dikes or drains. As Lothal's water channels suggest, these burdens, born in silence, tied farmers to the city's rhythm, their toil its foundation. Nature was both ally and adversary. The Indus rivers, floods, enriched fields, but could drown crops. As 2000 BC sediment layers in Mohenjo-Daro show, you're there, the water rising, Curran's dike crumbling, the air tense with urgency, droughts evident in 1900 BC pollen studies, parched soils, leaving families with thin meals. As Harappa's skeletal remains hint, pests like locusts, threatened yields. As charred field traces note, these trials, met with quiet resolve, made each harvest a triumph, its bounty a fleeting victory. Community sustained their efforts. Villages near Harappa shared plows and labor, their songs easing the work, as folk traditions, inferred from finds, suggest. You're there, the rhythm steady, Curran's neighbors laughing, the air warm with camaraderie, women processed grain, their mortars grinding. As Mohenjo-Daro's kitchen tools show, elders taught crop rotation, their wisdom vital. As Lothal's field patterns hint, these bonds, woven through sweat, gave farmers strength, their fields a shared refuge. Their lives held quiet joys. Harvest festivals brought rest. Curran might offer grain to a shrine, his prayer simple. As Dalavira's altar finds note, you're there, the incense curling, his children playing, the air festive. A good yield meant a feast, with flatbreads shared among neighbors. As Harappa's kitchen debris suggests, yet scarcity lingered. Droughts left families with meager rations. As pollen studies confirm, these moments, cherished but brief, gave their toil meaning, their lives a gentle rhythm. Mysteries marked their fields. A Mohenjo-Daro jar, found in 1920 Styx, held seeds with an unknown symbol, its purpose debated. As Marshall's journals note, you're there, the jar cool, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from seals speak of rituals for fertility, their details lost. A Harappa field stone, etched with a cryptic mark, hints at a planting rite. As Iravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, tied to the earth, gave farming an air of mystery, its labor a silent puzzle. Their legacy fed a civilization. Harappa's granaries, filled by farmers, sustained trade to Mesopotamia. As Sumerian tablets note, you're there, the fields green, Curran's sickle steady, the air alive with purpose. Modern India's terraces echo Harappan methods. As agricultural studies confirm, Harappan agricultural life, from Mohenjo-Daro's plains to Lothal's fields, nourished a civilization's heart, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's turn to the Harappan craft workshops, where artisans shaped beauty, their skills a quiet legacy. Harappan craft workshops in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Craft workshops in cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Dalavira were the beating heart of creation, where artisans shaped clay, stone, and metal into goods that defined a civilization. Across modern Pakistan and northwest India, potters, bead makers, and metalworkers labored in courtyards and small rooms, their hands crafting seals, pottery, and jewelry for trade and ritual. These workshops, nestled among baked brick streets, hummed with skill and purpose, their output fueling markets and adorning lives. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Harappa artisan in a sunlit workshop, her kiln glowing, the air warm with clay and focus. Harappan craft workshops were the civilization's hands, their creations a whisper of artistry. Let's drift into their world, where skill met devotion, and every craft told a story. Workshops buzzed with activity, their spaces compact, yet alive. In Mohenjo-daro, a potter named Anu might work in a courtyard, her wheel spinning beside a brick kiln. As John Marshall's excavations show, you're there, the clay soft, her hands steady, the air thick with smoke. Harappa's bead makers drilled carnelian in shaded rooms, their tools gleaming. As Mortimer Wheeler's finds confirm, Dalavira's metal workers forged copper in small furnaces, their molds precise. As archaeological reports note, these spaces, small but vital, were the city's creative core, their hum a quiet rhythm. Crafting was a meticulous art, its process demanding. Potters shaped jars with black painted swirls, their clay sourced from riverbanks. As Harappa's ceramic collections show, you're there, the wheel turning, Anu's fingers guiding, the air warm with effort. Bead makers used bow drills to pierce lapis lazuli, their stones polished to a sheen. As Lothal's tool kits reveal, metalworkers cast bronze tools or figurines, like Mohenjo-daro's dancing girl, their skill delicate. As Marshall's finds note, these crafts, precise yet beautiful, served markets and shrines, their makers a vital thread. The city relied on their goods. Artisans supplied merchants with pottery for trade, their jars reaching Mesopotamia. As Sumerian tablets hint, you're there, a jar sealed, Anu's nod calm, the air buzzing with exchange. Beads adorned elites, their carnelian prized. As Harappa's grave goods show, tools like copper knives aided farmers, their edges sharp. As Dalavira's caches confirm, these creations, practical yet valued, wove artisans into the city's wealth, their work a shared strength. Challenges tested their skill. Floods around 2000 BC flooded Mohenjo-daro's workshops, ruining clay. As sediment layers show, you're there, the water rising, Anu's kiln cold, the air tense with loss. Materials were scarce. Lapis came from distant Afghanistan, its supply uneven. As trade records note, competition pushed artisans. Varied seal designs in Harappa suggest rival workshops. As Asko Parpola's studies imply, these hurdles, met with quiet resolve, made each finished piece a triumph, its beauty a fleeting victory. Their lives held simple joys. Festivals brought rest. Anu might offer a clay figurine to a shrine, her prayer soft. As Mohenjo-daro's altar finds suggest, you're there, the incense curling, her family nearby, the air festive. A fine pot earned extra grain, shared in a courtyard feast. As Harappa's kitchen debris hints, yet scarcity lingered. Droughts around 1900 BC shrank trade. As pollen studies show, these moments, cherished but brief, gave their labor meaning, their lives a gentle rhythm. The community supported their craft. Merchants sold their goods, their seals stamping trust. As Lothal's market finds note, you're there, a bead traded, Anu's smile quiet, the air warm with respect, elites commissioned jewelry, their wealth-sustaining workshops. As Dalavira's ornaments show, farmers supplied clay or fuel, their harvests vital. As Mohenjo-Daro's kiln remains suggest, these ties, woven through skill, made artisans the city's hands, their work a shared hope. Mysteries cloaked their creations, a Mohenjo-Daro seal, found in 1920 Styx, bears an unknown animal, its purpose debated. As Marshall's journals note, you're there, the seal still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered, tales inferred from figurines, suggest ritual crafts for fertility. Their details lost, a harappa pot, painted with a cryptic sign, hints at a forgotten story. As Iravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, shaped in clay, gave their work an air of mystery, their craft a silent puzzle. Their legacy endures in artifacts, Mohenjo-Daro's pottery, UNESCO protected, draws scholars, its patterns studied, as logs confirm, you're there, the jar intact. A visitor's gaze awed, the air-cool, modern artisans echo their techniques, shaping clay with care. As craft studies note, Harappan craft workshops, from Harappa's kilns to Dalavira's forges, shaped a civilization's beauty, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's return to the Harappan agricultural life, where fields sustained cities, their harvests a quiet triumph. Harappan urban planning in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. The urban planning of cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Dalavira showcased a civilization's mastery of order. Their streets and systems, a marvel across modern Pakistan and northwest India, designed with precision. These cities featured grid-like layouts, advanced drainage, and sturdy brick homes, reflecting a shared vision of harmony and function, guided by elites or planners. This urban framework supported artisans, merchants, and farmers, its structure a testament to collective effort. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Mohenjo-Daro street, its baked bricks aligned, a planner's gaze steady, the air warm with dust and purpose. Harappan urban planning was the civilization's blueprint, its order a whisper of ingenuity. Let's drift into their world, where design met community, and every street told a story. The cities were laid out with remarkable precision, their grids deliberate. Mohenjo-Daro streets, excavated by John Marshall in the 1920s, ran north-south and east-west, their intersections sharp. As urban layouts show, you're there, the bricks even, a cart rolling smoothly, the air buzzing with life. Harappa's avenues, broad and straight, guided markets and homes. As Mortimer Wheeler's digs confirm, Dalavira's citadel, divided into tiers, housed elites above workers. As archaeological reports note, these plans, meticulous yet practical, shaped a city's rhythm, its order a silent strength. Drainage systems were a cornerstone, their engineering advanced. Mohenjo-Daro's covered drains, built with sloped bricks, carried waste to soak pits. As Marshall's excavations reveal, you're there, the water flowing, a worker's broomsteady, the air cool with moisture, Harappa's clay pipes, found in 1930s digs, connected homes to main channels. They're fit tight. Lothal's stormwater drains, linked to docks, prevented flooding. As excavation data show, these systems, unseen but vital, kept cities clean. Their flow a quiet triumph. Wells and reservoirs sustained urban life. Their placement strategic. Mohenjo-Daro boasted over 700 wells. Their brick linings deep. As archaeological finds confirm, you're there. A rope pulling water, a woman's pot heavy. The air warm with effort. Dalaviras, rock-cut reservoirs, stored monsoon rains. Their channels vast. As reports note, Harappa's wells, shared by neighborhoods, ensured access. As urban plans suggest, these sources, essential yet communal, wove water into the city's heart. Their presence, a shared gift. Construction demanded collective labor. Its scale immense. Workers laid millions of baked bricks in Mohenjo-Daro. Their kilns firing day and night. As debris piles show, you're there, the bricks heavy, a laborer's hands calloused, the air thick with smoke. Planners, possibly elites, oversaw designs, their plans etched on clay, inferred from Dalavira's uniform layouts. Maintenance was constant. Harappa's drains needed clearing. As silt finds note, these efforts, shared across the city, built a lasting order. Their work a quiet bond. Challenges tested their systems. Floods around 2000 BC clogged Mohenjo-Daro's drains. As sediment layers reveal, you're there, the water pooling, a worker's task urgent, the air tense with worry. Droughts, seen in 1900 BC pollen studies, dried reservoirs, straining supply. As sparse well finds show, where eroded streets, Harappa's cracked bricks needed repair. As dig reports note, these trials, met with quiet resolve, made each clear drain or full well a triumph. Its function, a fleeting victory. The community relied on this order. Artisans worked near Mohenjo-Daro's drains, their workshops clean. As kiln finds suggest, you're there, a potter's wheel spinning, the air warm with trust. Merchants used broad streets for carts, their trade eased. As Harappa's market layouts show, families shared wells, their chats building bonds. As Lothal's urban designs imply, these systems, woven through daily life, made planners the city's mind. Their vision, a shared strength. Mysteries cloaked their planning. A Dalavira stone, found in 1990s digs, bears an unknown grid like mark. Its purpose debated. As journals note, you're there, the stone still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from seals suggest rituals for city founding. Their details lost. A Mohenjo-Daro tablet, etched with a cryptic plan, hints at a lost design. As Iravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, baked in brick, gave planning an air of mystery, its order a silent puzzle. Their legacy endures in ruins. Mohenjo-Daro streets, UNESCO protected, draw scholars, their design studied, as logs confirm You're there, the bricks intact. A visitor's gaze awed, the air cool, modern urban planning echoes, Harappan grids. As studies note, Harappan urban planning, from Harappa's avenues to Dhalavira's reservoirs, shaped a civilization's order, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's turn to the Harappan social structure, where roles defined community. Its hierarchy, a quiet balance. Harappan's social structure in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. The social structure of cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Lothal wove a complex tapestry of roles, where elites, artisans, merchants, and farmers lived in a delicate balance across modern Pakistan and northwest India. This hierarchy, inferred from homes, graves, and artifacts, shaped daily life, trade, and rituals, its order maintaining harmony in bustling urban centers without overt displays of power. The Harappan society thrived on cooperation and subtle distinctions. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Mohenjo-Daro courtyard, an elite overseeing artisans, their voices blending, the air warm with dust and unity. Harappan's social structure was the civilization's framework, its roles a whisper of balance. Let's drift into their world, where duty met community, and every life told a story. Society was layered, its distinctions evident in homes. In Harappa, elites lived in larger brick houses with private wells. As Mortimer Wheeler's excavations show, you're there, the courtyard shaded, an elite's robe gleaming, the air cool with status. Artisans and merchants occupied smaller homes, their mud brick walls sturdy. As Mohenjo-Daro's layouts note, farmers lived on city edges or in villages, their huts simpler. As Lothal's rural finds suggest, these homes, varied yet orderly, reflected roles, their spaces a quiet hierarchy. Elites guided the city, their influence subtle, likely priests or merchant leaders. They oversaw trade and rituals. As Mohenjo-Daro's great bath and seal motifs imply, you're there, a seal stamped, an elite's nod calm, the air warm with authority. Their wealth, carnelian beads and gold, set them apart. As Harappa's grave goods show, yet no palaces or grand tombs, unlike Egypt, suggest restraint. As John Marshall's reports note, these leaders, central but understated, were the city's mind. Their guidance a shared strength. Artisans and merchants formed the city's core, their skills vital. Potters and bead makers crafted goods for trade, their workshops busy. As Dhalavira's kiln finds confirm, you're there, a potter's wheel spinning, the air thick with clay's scent. Merchants bartered with Mesopotamia, their seals ensuring trust. As Sumerian tablets mentioning Meluha suggest, their homes, modest but comfortable, held tools and goods. As Mohenjo-Daro's finds show, these roles, skilled yet essential, wove the city's wealth. Their work a quiet pulse. Farmers anchored society, their harvests sustaining all. Tilling fields near Harappa, they grew wheat and cotton, their plows wooden. As agricultural remains note, you're there, the soil soft, a farmer's sickle steady, the air warm with effort. Their their grain-filled granaries, taxed by elites, as Lothal's storage rooms show, living simply, often in villages, their labor-fed markets. As Mohenjo-Daro's debris hints, these workers, humble but crucial, were the city's roots, their toil a shared foundation. Community bound these roles, their ties cooperative. Markets saw farmers trade grain for artisans' pots. As Harappa's debris suggests, you're there, a barter sealed, voices mingling. The air buzzing with trust, elites patronized workshops, their beads commissioning crafts. As Dalavira's ornaments note, shared wells and festivals, like harvest rites, united all. As Lothal's figurines imply, these bonds, woven through daily life, made society cohesive, its harmony a quiet hope. Challenges strained their balance. Floods around 2000 BC disrupted farmers' fields. As Mohenjo-Daro's sediment layers show, you're there, the water rising, a farmer's crop lost. The air tense with worry, trade declines after 1900 BC. Seen in fewer Mesopotamian goods, pressed merchants. As Sumerian records note, social gaps widened. Harappa's larger elite homes hint at envy. As digs confirm, these trials, met with quiet resolve, tested society's strength, its unity a fragile victory. Mysteries cloak their roles. A Mohenjo-Daro seal, found in 1920 Styx, depicts a seated figure, possibly an elite, its role debated. As Marshall's journals note, you're there, the seal still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from figurines suggest rituals uniting classes, their details lost. A Harappa tablet, etched with an unknown sign, hints at a social marker. As Iravatham Mahidvan's studies show, these enigmas, carved in stone, gave their structure an air of mystery, its order a silent puzzle. Their legacy endures in fragments. Harappa's homes, UNESCO-protected, draw scholars, their society studied. As logs confirm, you're there, the ruins intact. A visitor's gaze awed, the air cool. Modern South Asian communities echo Harappan cooperation. As cultural studies note, Harappan's social structure, from Mohenjo-Daro's elites to Lothal's farmers, wove a civilization's harmony, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's return to the Harappan urban planning, where cities took shape, their design a quiet marvel. Harappan markets in the Indus Valley, from 2600 BC to 1900 BC. Markets in cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Lothal were vibrant hubs of exchange, where artisans, merchants, and farmers bartered goods across the bustling streets of modern Pakistan and northwest India. These marketplaces, alive with the clatter of carts and the hum of negotiation, traded pottery, beads, and grain, connecting local communities to distant lands like Mesopotamia. Guided by order and trust, markets were the civilization's heartbeat, their energy fueling urban life. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a Mohenjo-Daro market at midday. A merchant weighing beads with a stone cube, the air warm with dust and chatter. Harappan markets were the civilization's crossroads, trade a whisper of connection. Let's drift into their world, where barter met community, and every deal told a story. Markets thrived in the city's heart, their spaces bustling, yet orderly. In Harappa, stalls lined broad streets near granaries, their brick platforms sturdy, as Mortimer Wheeler's excavations show. You're there, the crowd moving, a merchant's voice rising, the air thick with the scent of barley. Mohenjo-Daro's markets, close to the Great Bath, traded pottery and seals. As John Marshall's finds note, Lothal's portside market, linked to docks, handled sea trade. As archaeological reports confirm, these hubs, lively but structured, pulsed with the city's rhythm, their exchange a quiet strength. Goods were diverse, their trade meticulous. Merchants offered cotton cloth, bartered for Mesopotamian silver, as Sumerian tablets mentioning Meluha suggest. You're there, a bolt of cloth unfolded, hands exchanging goods, the air buzzing with deals. Artisans sold painted jars, their swirls intricate. As Harappa's ceramic collections show, farmers brought wheat and dates, their sacks heavy. As Mohenjo-Daro's granary remains note, these goods, weighed with cubical stones for fairness, as Dalavira's weight finds confirm, wove the city's wealth, their trade a shared bond. Seals ensured trust, their role central. Steedite seals, etched with unicorns or bulls, stamped clay tags to mark goods, their impressions found in Sumerian digs. As Asko Parpola's studies note, you're there, a seal pressed firm, a merchant's nod calm, the air warm with agreement. The undeciphered script on seals, likely named traders or items. As Iravatham Mahidvan posits, these marks, small but vital, bound deals across cities and seas, their trust a silent guarantee. The community fueled the markets. Artisans crafted goods, beads, tools, pottery for trade, their workshops busy. As Lothal's kiln finds show, you're there, a potter's jar ready, the air warm with purpose. Farmers supplied grain, their harvests bartered. As Harappa's market debris suggests, elites oversaw order, their taxes funding drains to keep markets clean. As Mohenjo-Daro's urban systems imply, these roles, woven through exchange, made markets the city's lifeline, their energy a shared hope. Challenges tested their vibrancy. Floods around 2000 BC mudded Mohenjo-Daro's stalls, halting trade. As sediment layers reveal, you're there, the ground slick, a merchant's goods damp, the air tense with worry. Droughts, seen in 1900 BC pollen studies, shrank harvests, thinning markets. As sparse granary finds show, trade disruptions, fewer Mesopotamian goods. After 1900 BC strained profits. As Sumerian records note, these trials, met with quiet resolve, made each busy market day a triumph, its bustle a fleeting victory. Joys brightened their work, successful trades brought feasts, with music from terracotta whistles. As Lothal's finds suggest, you're there, the courtyard festive, a merchant's laughter soft, the air alive with celebration. Festivals, like harvest rites, saw markets swell. As Mohenjo-Daro's figurine offerings hint a good deal might earn a bronze bangle. As Harappa's market debris shows, these moments, cherished but brief, gave their labor meaning, their lives a gentle rhythm. Mysteries cloaked their trade. A Mohenjo-Daro seal, found in 1920 digs, bears an unknown symbol, its purpose debated. As Marshall's journals note, "You're there, the seal still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered." Tales inferred from Mesopotamian texts suggest Meluhha traders met with rituals, their details lost. A Harappa tablet, etched with a cryptic mark, hints at a secret deal. As Mahidvan's studies show, these enigmas, carried through markets, gave trade an air of mystery. It steals a silent puzzle. Their legacy endures in artifacts. Harappa's market streets, UNESCO-protected, draw scholars, their trade imagined as logs confirm. You're there, the bricks intact. A visitor's gaze awed, the air cool. Modern South Asian markets echo Harappan barter, their weights similar. As studies note, Harappan markets, from Mohenjo-Daro's stalls to Lothal's docks, wove a civilization's wealth, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now, let's turn to the Harappan decline's impact, where cities faded, their end a quiet shift. Harappan decline's impact in the Indus Valley. From around 1900 BC to 1700 BC, the decline of cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Dholavirar reshaped lives across modern Pakistan and northwest India. As urban centers faded and their systems faltered, markets quieted, homes emptied, and fields lay fallow. The civilization's vibrancy giving way to a slow, quiet shift. The impact rippled through artisans, farmers, and elites, their lives adapting to a world of scarcity and change. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a deserted Harappa street, a broken seal lying still, the air heavy with dust and silence. The Harappan decline's impact was a civilization's turning, its changes a whisper of endurance. Let's drift into their world, where loss met adaptation, and every shift told a story. Urban life unraveled, its systems breaking down. Mohenjo-Daro's wells silted, leaving families thirsty. As sediment layers from 1900 BC show, you're there, a bucket dry, a woman's steps heavy, the air warm with worry. Harappa's drains clogged, streets turning muddy. As Mortimer Wheeler's digs confirm, Dholavirar's reservoirs, once brimming, cracked in droughts. As Pollen studies note, these failures, gradual but relentless, dimmed the city's pulse, their order fading. As John Marshall's reports suggest, trade, once thriving, dwindled. Mesopotamian markets, vital for Indus goods, declined after 1900 BC. As Sumerian tablets show fewer Meluhha trades, you're there, a merchant's stall empty, his seals unused, the air thick with loss. Lapis lazuli from Afghanistan grew scarce. As Harappa's bead finds dwindle, Lothal's dock silted, halting ships. As dockyard remains note, these disruptions, quiet but deep, starved markets, their bustle a fading echo. As Ascoparpolis studies imply, fields suffered, harvests shrinking, droughts evident in 1900 BC pollen records, parched Harappa's wheat fields, as sparse granary finds show. You're there, the soil cracked, a farmer's hope dim, the air heavy with dust, the Indus River's shifting course, flooded Mohenjo-Daro, ruining crops, as geological studies confirm malnutrition, seen in Harappa's skeletal remains, weakened families. As reports note, these trials, relentless yet silent, pushed farmers to abandon fields, their labor a fading memory. Social bonds strained, roles shifting, elites lost influence. Mohenjo-Daro's large homes stood empty. As excavation layouts show, you're there, a grand courtyard deserted, the air tense with change. Artisans left workshops, their kilns cold. As Harappa's tool finds note, many moved to villages, their simpler lives seen in rural sites like Rakigarhi. As digs confirm, these changes, subtle but profound, frayed the city's fabric, its unity a quiet loss. Adaptation marked their resilience. Families migrated east, new settlements rising in the Ganges plain, their pottery echoing Harappan styles. As archaeological finds suggest, you're there, a cart moving, a child's hand held, the air warm with hope. Some stayed, rebuilding in Harappa's ruins, their homes smaller. As late phase digs show, rituals persisted. Clay figurines in Mohenjo-Daro's abandoned homes hint at prayers for renewal. As Marshall's reports note, these efforts, small but steadfast, carried their spirit forward, their lives a quiet defiance. The community faced loss together, merchants bartered less, their seals buried. As Lothal's market debris shows, you're there, a stall silent, a trader's sigh soft, the air heavy with change. Farmers shared sparse grain, their meals thin. As Mohenjo-Daro's kitchen remains suggest, artisans crafted simpler goods, their pottery plain. As Harappa's late finds note, these shared struggles, endured in silence, marked the city's end, their bonds a fading hope. Mysteries shroud the impact. A Mohenjo-Daro skeleton, found in 1920s digs, lies in a street, its story unclear. As Marshall's journals note, you're there, the bones still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Tales inferred from seals suggest rituals to halt decline, their details lost. A Harappa tablet, etched with a fading script, hints at a final plea. As Iravatham Mahadvan's studies show, these enigmas, locked in ruins, gave the decline an air of mystery, its impact a silent puzzle. Their legacy lives in traces. Mohenjo-Daro's ruins, UNESCO protected, draw scholars, their story studied. As logs confirm, you're there, the bricks intact, a visitor's gaze awed, the air cool. Later cultures, like the Vedic, carry Harappan echoes, their pottery similar. As studies note, the Harappan decline's impact, from Harappa's streets to Dhalavira's reservoirs, reshaped a civilization's path, their echoes whispering in the earth. Now let's turn to the Harappan legacy, where their achievements endured, their influence a quiet triumph.